Alright, so we've all heard the stories that long-form video on Facebook is dead. After all, there are some very prominent, multiple seven-figure entrepreneurs out there saying this same exact thing, and that they no longer do long-form video because it's dead. You also have Facebook themselves telling you that long-form video does not work on the platform, and that you should keep your videos between 30 and 60 seconds, because otherwise, supposedly, no one's going to tune in. Now, that's why there's all this rush about moving away from video and going either back to images or doing video on a different platform, but abandoning it altogether on Facebook. And I understand why that's happening, because when you have these prominent figures, these prominent entrepreneurs, and Facebook themselves telling you that long-form video does not work, why on earth would you yourself do a long-form video for Facebook? Well, I'm here to tell you that they have misinterpreted the data, and I will show you how, and long form is still alive and well. Alright, so I'm sure you've all seen a chart that somewhat resembles this. And so this is where all those people are getting their conclusions from, because they are looking at their video retention data and they're saying, look, everyone's dropping off. Therefore, why on earth am I going to be doing a long form video ad on Facebook? No one's watching. And so this is where it's all coming from, and I'm gonna say it right now. This is actually how most video retention charts on Facebook look today. So it's true. You see a huge drop off right here, right at the beginning. And so after about 30 seconds, I don't know if you can see there's a little 30 right there, but after about 30 seconds, you're gonna lose about 90% of all your viewers for that video. So when these entrepreneurs see that, and then Facebook sees that, they go, see, I told you, no one wants to watch long form videos, so therefore keep your videos between 30 and 60 seconds. But they are misinterpreting the data. So while this data is accurate, their conclusion is misinterpreted. That's just why I'm calling it the video retention blunder. The right way to look at this is that, yes, after about 30 seconds, you're gonna lose 90% of your viewers. But then look at what happens after that. It flattens out, right? It doesn't keep on going with this dramatic drop. It flattens out. And so these people here, the people that you do capture here on the long tail, they stay and they watch for a very long time. Whether it's a 5-minute video, 10-minute video, 15, sometimes it can even be 30, right? They are tuning in. These are the people you're going after anyway, right? You're not going after these people that drop off, so you don't have to worry about them not watching your video. It's a micro conversion. We're so obsessed about the main conversion, which is, usually a purchase or downloading your lead magnet. But think about it, only a very small fraction of any audience at any time is ready to make a purchase, right? And so, because we're so hyper focused on those people and that we want to get as many of them as possible, and we see data like this, then we tell ourselves that long form video doesn't work. And we also tell ourselves, well, people don't go to Facebook to watch video. They go there to, comment with friends and read posts and stuff like that. They go to other platforms for video. But again, that's a misinterpretation of data. While that's true, these are the people that you're going after, the 10% that tune in and watch your entire video. It's a micro conversion, right? So we have our main conversion, which we can say in this case is, let's just say it's a purchase, but then there's micro conversions that have to take place. The first one being they have to stop scrolling and they have to look at your ad, micro conversion number 2. Then they have to read your ad copy, micro conversion number 3. Then they have to watch your video, that's the next micro conversion. Then they have to go over to your page, that's the next micro conversion. And then they finally have to make the purchase, right? So this is the series of micro conversions that take place before the purchase. But since we're only focusing on the purchase, we're looking at the data and saying, oh, look, video doesn't work. But it's the wrong way to look at it. And so these people here, they're tuning in, and also think about it from this way. So if you lose 90% after about 30 seconds, but 10% tune in, 10% is a nice chunk of people, right? Think of it in terms of a link click-through rate. A link click-through rate is when people actually click on your ad and go over to your website. Basically, when you have a 1% click-through rate, you're doing pretty solid, right? If you have a 2% click-through rate, link click-through rate, you are doing great, my friend. You're a rock star advertiser. So why don't we look at video retention the same way? 10%, can you imagine if you had a 10% link click-through rate? you would be, you know, one of the most famous advertisers on the planet, right? When you have a 10% video retention, we go, oh no, that's not very good, so we can't do this anymore. But it's the same logic, right? You're getting someone to take an action. So if you're getting 10 out of every 100 people to stop and watch your 5-minute video, 10, 15, 20, whatever it is, that's a huge accomplishment, right? Just like it's a huge accomplishment if you have a 2% link click-through rate, which means you only have 2 out of 100 clicking on that link, right? So if you're happy with 2 out of 100, you should be more than happy with 10 out of 100 watching your video. And the other misconception is that, just think of it from what the advice is now with, okay, they're saying no long form video, do short videos 30 to 60 seconds, right? But we know even with a 30 to 60 second video, most people are still not ready to make that purchase, just like in this scenario right here. So do you think that they're gonna remember your 30 to 60 second video ad, you know, a month from now, 2 months from now, when they kind of circle back and they actually do need your product? Of course not, right? There's not gonna be nothing memorable in a 30 to 60 second video ad. But if you have, you know, a 5, 10, 15, 20 minute video that teaches people something, informs them of a new idea, gives them a big aha moment, even if they don't make the purchase right then and there, they're still going to remember you, right? They're gonna think back, oh, I remember watching that video from so-and-so, it was very informative. And then they're gonna go back, search for your site organically, and end up buying your product or service, right? No one's going to remember your 30 to 60 second video ad, but they will remember your long form video ad. Think of all the branding and goodwill that goes on, right? When it comes to an advertisement on Facebook, we're so focused on the direct response part of it, right? The conversion, the purchase, right? But an ad is supposed to be so much more than that, especially a long form video. Yes, there's a direct response form element to it, but there's also branding and there's also content marketing. All makes sense. So it's accomplishing multiple goals at the same time. But you can't accomplish those goals with a 30 to 60 second video ad. You can though with a long form video, because you are helping these people out here, right? You're giving them that branding, the goodwill, you're providing value, you're giving them a small win, and then even if they don't make the purchase then and there, there's a very high probability that they will in the future. All right, so I hope that made sense for you. And it's always good to remind yourself that advertising has a dual purpose, right? It's not just about bringing in and attracting your ideal customer. It's also about actively pushing away and deterring those that you don't want to serve. Because a lot of people that are not your ideal customer are going to be seeing your ad, right? And so you actually want to push them away. You don't want them to actually tune into what it is that you're saying. And so you should actually be celebrating the fact that there is that big drop off at the beginning, because those are all the people that you don't want to be serving in the first place, right? And be celebrating the people that do watch your video at 10%, because those are the ones that you're going for in the first place, and it's why you're running an advertisement. So again, be sure to look at your video retention data appropriately. So I hope you enjoyed this video and it made sense. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss anything, and I'll see you next time.